everyone. Welcome back to the which episode is it? Is it like the seventh or
I
the
think it's
sixth?
7.
Seventh episode of the Pat and Matt podcast. I am Pat and he is
Matt,
and sorry for being gone for so long. We had a lot going on the weekends, but now we're back. We should be back for a while. And as you can see, we made some new additions to the studio. We got this Manchester City ball. We got it at a soccer shop. And we also got a Marshall soccer jersey right there. And we want to say a big thank you to Coach Grassi and his wife for giving it to us.
his wife Allison.
His wife Allison, yes. Thank you.
That's an official match jersey,
Yes.
and we're both so excited to have it.
Mhm.
Both of us were kind of arguing with each other if we would wear it or not,
Uh-huh.
but we decided to put it up in the studio, right, Pat?
Uh-huh.
So that's where it's going to be, but it's the coolest thing because that's an official match jersey. We never thought we'd get one of those. So yes, thank you to Coach Chris and Allison Grassi. We're super grateful. It's like one of the coolest things to have.
So let's talk a bit about Marshall soccer. They won, was it 3-0 or 2-0?
The first game, South Carolina,
Uh-huh.
2-0.
2-0. Florida International 1-0.
And how did they win that game?
Golden goal. And Kentucky, they had a big win versus Kentucky, 1-0.
This past Thursday, right,
Yeah,
Pat?
this past Thursday.
So tell me, what are you thinking about? How excited are you about Marshall soccer right now?
I'm very excited. I can't wait to see them play when they come back home. And yeah,
We're going to be watching them next Saturday. They've got a home game.
who do they play?
Oh, I just know it's a Saturday game. I'll have to find out about that. But let's talk a little bit about the games. The first thing I want to talk about was the South Carolina game. And Pat, my big takeaway was it was like on Gamecocks.com.
Yeah.
And when I first turned it on there, it was South Carolina this, South Carolina that. And you expect it because it was like a home broadcast.
Yeah.
But by the end of the match, they were singing Marshall's praises, which I thought was pretty cool. And the other thing I thought was really cool against South Carolina is they were trying to win the ball back at the end, and they couldn't get the ball back. I remember there was one player for South Carolina that threw his hands up, and I said, they're done for.
Vitor Diaz is a beast this season. He's been doing really good. He scores a lot of goals. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
In the Florida International game, they won on.
In the 92nd minute, I think Fernandez scored that goal.
Yeah.
And
it
then,
was Dos Santos. His last name was Dos Santos.
oh, Dos Santos scored it?
Yes.
Okay. And then the most exciting game was the Kentucky game this
big
past
game.
Thursday.
Big game. The coach threw his chair out of madness when Marshall scored because Kentucky were complaining about a call, and Marshall went down 30 seconds later and scored a goal. And the coach threw his chair, and he got a red card, and he was out of there.
That's right. There's two things I want to comment about that, Pat.
What?
The first one is that we always talk about what, as a player, can you not get upset about
The ref.
the ref? And I thought it was really interesting in that game that Kentucky thought they scored. They didn't because I think it was obstruction of the goalkeeper. I don't think it was offsides. But anyway, the players started complaining. It was a really tight match. They lost focus for 30 seconds, and Marshall scored 30 seconds after the goal got called back. So that shows you that time you spend complaining about the ref, they lost focus, and good for Marshall. They went right down there, and they won that game. And the other thing is, there's no reason for the coach for UK to throw a chair. You know, I know people get upset during games. The only other coach I've ever seen throwing a chair, guess who it was?
Oh, what was his name in the basketball game?
That's
what
right.
was his name?
You know what I'm talking
It was
about.
old. It was
Bob Knight
Bob Knight, yep.
for Indiana. And as
He
illustrious
threw
as
it across the court.
I mean, as illustrious of a career Bob Knight has, what does everybody remember about? Throwing that chair.
Yeah.
And so now every time I think of UK's coach, what am I going to think of?
Throwing chair.
Mm-hmm. And the other thing I always say about complaining about the refs
Yeah.
is what you're making what?
Mm,
Excuses. Because guess what, folks? How long is this soccer game?
90 minutes.
90 minutes. To all the UK fans, you had 89 other minutes to get things done. So don't complain about the ref. We don't want to hear it on the Pat and Matt broadcast, do we, Pat?
No.
So
Speaking of Bob Knight, since it's March, you know what time that is? It's March Madness.
that's right. Good transition, Pat.
I'm filling out my bracket. It's pretty busted right now, though. Illinois have lost today by 13 points. I mean, what can you say? I didn't think they'd lose to Loyola. Sister Jean.
That's right. Sister Jean's back. What other high seeds have lost?
Ohio State lost. Virginia lost.
Mm-hmm.
Texas lost. Who else lost?
Lots of big names, Pat. Tennessee lost. They were a 5 seed.
Yeah.
I mean, it's
It's madness.
Yeah, but you know what I like about basketball, Pat?
What?
When I was growing up, like there would always be one or two upsets,
Yeah.
but it was kind of like an unwritten rule that some teams were just happy to get
Yeah.
there, and I think they knew they were going to lose, but they were just happy to get to the tournament.
Uh-huh.
But I'll tell you, ever since George Mason crashed the party back in like 2005 or something and made
Yeah.
the Final Four,
Uh-huh.
no one just goes to the tournament to lose anymore. So these higher seeded teams have to realize that anybody that's made the tournament's a good team. And I like that the attitude that these teams are showing. Just because you're a small school and you're playing against, a David Goliath thing, it doesn't mean you have to show up and take the W. I think these smaller teams, they've got nothing to lose. They're playing free. They're chucking up 3-pointers. I think it's great. But my favorite thing about the tournament is no longer are these smaller schools just showing up, oh, we're happy to be here, and let's take our loss by 20 points. They're going to win, and look at this year, it's madness. Are you having fun with the bracket?
No.
No.
I'm in 8th place.
So how many brackets did you fill out,
I
Pat?
filled out 2, and I don't know about 1, but I know 1. I'm tied for 8th right now.
Now,
But that's actually tied for 3rd, I'm pretty sure.
we got a big game coming up this evening.
West
WVU.
Virginia versus Syracuse. And we have some Syracuse fans out there.
Well, let's give a little background. We're big WVU fans because that's where your mom and dad went to school and met each other. So we're big
That's where I
WVU fans. But where did Uncle Joe and Aunt Mia go to school?
Syracuse.
They met each other at Syracuse. So we've got a little family war going on here.
Mhm.
We usually cheer for Syracuse, but tonight, sorry, Uncle Joe, Aunt Mia, not going to happen. What do you think? What's your prediction?
I think West Virginia going to win by 15.
Ooh, another bold Pat prediction. I'll tell you what, I think WVU is a tournament tough team.
Mhm.
I think America's going to get to know Miles McBride a little bit better. So,
Yeah.
all you Orange fans, I'm sorry. If you've had a good run, you kind of squeaked into the tournament to start with. Let's
Yeah.
just say that,
Mhm.
But I think you're going to run into the Mountaineers, and I think that a first round win was great for you, but this is WVU's tournament. Now, Illinois, are they in the same bracket as Illinois?
Yes, they are.
So, I mean, guys, watch tonight. Tonight's the game. If WVU can get back by tonight, the whole bracket's open because I'm not
They
scared
have
of
to play
Houston.
T-
I'm not scared of Houston.
What
Are you?
about Oklahoma State?
Well, let's just see when that happens, okay?
Kate
Yeah.
Cunningham.
What else do you have about the tournament? Anything?
I think the tournament is more exciting to watch than NBA basketball because it's just like all these like college kids. Like it's just fun to watch. It's more fun to watch than the NBA.
Yeah, I mean, they're playing just for the love of the game, it seems like. Some people are going to go pro, but the vast majority aren't. So I'm the same way as you. You have a little more pride in your schools. It's fun, isn't it? Yeah.
Yep. So let's talk about Arsenal.
Big Arsenal talk, too, Pat. Lead the way,
They are
buddy.
in the quarterfinals of the Europa League, and today they tied 3-3 with West Ham after they were down 3-1 at half or 3-0.
They were down 3-0 in the first half and 3-1 at half. So what do you think about that, Pat?
I think it's good. Most of the goals that they scored, 2 of them were own goals, and one was.
Yeah, they were own goals, but I mean, they were like, It wasn't like a defensive player made an error. It was good shots that just happened to deflect off the defenders. It wasn't like the defender passed it back into the goal or something like that. What do you think about them coming down from 3-0? Did you think Arsenal would ever do that?
No.
I'll tell you what I like about Arsenal right now, folks. I loved watching them play under Arsene Wenger just because of the style of football they played. But I've got to be honest, they lost some edge. They got a little too soft there towards the end of Wenger, and it's taken Arteta this long. When they went down 3-0, I was like, do I even want to keep watching it? To come back on the road, they were playing at West Ham. To come back from 3-0 down to do a 3-3 tie, that's almost unheard of in professional soccer in the Premier League. So they're showing some resilience, and I like it. I mean, they still got a long way to go. And Pat, you made a believer out of me, Martin Odegaard. Where did this guy come from?
Real Madrid.
I mean, he has, the announcers, they called him silky smooth. That's the best. I mean, he's in tight spaces, and it looks like he's got all the room in the world. I just like watching him. It's fun, isn't it?
Yeah.
And what else we got today?
They got an easy draw in the quarterfinals.
Who are they playing?
Like
From the Czech Republic or something?
Yeah.
Does that sound right?
Uh-huh.
Well, but you know what? We just talked about March Madness. There's no such thing as an easy draw anymore, is there? These teams, all of them are coming to play, so we'll see. Do we have anything else, Pat? I want to make sure that you send out the email. So we got to get back on track,
Yes.
checking our emails, ideas, topics, because we're back now, and we're going to keep a steady run of episodes, aren't we?
Yep. Make sure to like and subscribe. I think that concludes our episode. And thank you for watching.
Well, let's do one more big shout out. What do you think? thank you again to
Coach.
the Coach Grassi
you.
and Allison.
Uh-huh.
We are so happy to have this Marshall soccer jersey, and we will continue the Marshall updates. Next week will have been at the game in person, so we'll do a little, we'll have some real inside scoop after the Marshall game next week. But I'm like you, I need to find out. I'm blanking right now. I also like Marshall's right back a lot, Patrick. Against UK, he was incredible.
Is it number 30? Is that his?
I can't remember, but he is a force. The right back is, and the other player I wanted to do a shout out to was Pedro, number 10.
Yes.
He really impressed me against Kentucky. I mean, some of his passing was spot on. So we're excited. We'll be at the game on Saturday. Hopefully, we don't miss any more home games for the rest of the season. But I'm excited. Spring's here. More episodes of the Pat and Matt podcast.
It's getting warmer outside.
Yeah. So things are looking up, aren't they, Pat?
Yeah.
So you've already given the email address, right? All right. And then like us on?
The Pat and Matt podcast at gmail.com.
All right.
On TikTok, Pat and Matt podcast.
That's right, the TikTok. I like that.
And yes, so thank you for watching. Make sure to like and subscribe, leave a comment. And yeah, thank you. Bye.
Thanks, everybody. It was fun. See you soon.
Bye.